Remember, so you've got to write it in polar form. So remember, polar form will look like so that's polar form. So we need to find the modulus of z. So the modulus of z, remember that's those straight lines, is the square root of 2 squared plus 3 squared. 4, 9, that's 13. So the modulus is
-3.
root 13. Yep, but I'll -3. Yep. Everyone happy with that? Remember, I understand you're talking about -3s, but that's all we're talking about with the modulus is the length of the line. So it doesn't necessarily need to be the negative. The negative means it's below the x or the real axis. Therefore, it's really important when it comes to the angle. Okay, so this here so far is actually root 13 cis of that angle. Now we need to find the argument. Okay, so the argument of z. How do we do that? Yep. It's probably easy actually to look at this as Pythagoras' theorem, isn't it? There's 2 and 3. So there's root 13. Here is the angle that I'm referring to. Remember, with the argument, what do I have to do? What two ratios do I use? Sine and cosine, not tan, because of what I said to you last time. So this one here, so we're going to go, that theta is going to be the arc sine of 3 over root 13, is that right? Or -3 over root 13, isn't it? Yep. So into my calculator, shift sign, -3 divided by root. Sweet. Why are you not working? Root 13. That gives me -0.92. What does 0.92 refer to? Radian. So if I go here and go, it's not liking me do this on my shift, set up and change that to degrees, -56. So this here equals -56 degrees. Is that right? People happy so far? But I need to do cosine. Why do I need to do cosine? If I do cosine, so shift cosine of 2 divided by root 13 gives me 56.
Oh, yeah, we fix this count.
You find it so much harder.
So what is, why have I got different answers there? -56 and +56. So the angle is always 56 degrees. So what's my, in my polar form, what's my angle? What's my argument? Is it positive 56 or -56? -56, because if you think about where this lies on an arcane diagram, it lies down there, doesn't it? Remember what I said to you last lesson at the very end? The sine, the most important part you'll take out of the sine is the, excuse the pun, but the sine of that angle. What are you going to take out of the cosine of the angle? The actual...
Didn't you tell me at the end of the last lesson that you should use the cos value?
The cos value is the important one because it gives you the degrees.
Yeah.
The sine value is important because it gives you the positive or negativeness of that particular answer. Okay, so you need to do both. The cosine is the most important because it gives you, it's that many degrees,
Yeah.
but it's a negative because that's what the sine says. Okay. You ever happy with that example?
So,
Yep.
in our calculators, there is a function that changes things between polar and rectangular form.
Yep, great. So what? So you can do it on your calculator? So that means you don't have to do it here?
Yeah.
Okay, done. So we don't need to do this.
Sweet.
Okay.
What function?
Okay, so I've just done the working for this one.
Sine.
So I did my Pythagoras' theorem and I got my modulus of 5 just here.
No,
Just there. Then I did my argument of z. I found the arc sine was negative 53.1. The arc cosine was 53.1. What does that tell me? It tells me my angle is 53 and my sine is negative
we do
53.
what 27.
Yeah.
When I say sine of negative, I mean that sine is negative or positive as opposed to the other side. So Z2 therefore is 5 cis 53.1 degrees. Okay? Happy with that?
You don't put the negative in the equation.
But I don't think you can.
Sorry, that should be negative. Yep, that should be negative. Sorry. Yes.
No, it does.
It should be negative 53.1.
Like one that
Happy?
come out as syntax.
One more example. So here you go, this one last one. Okay, remember, still have to find it in polar form, so it's going to look like
Here is this triangle.
Yeah.
Z3 is going to be R
No, I just did it myself.
cis theta.
Do you have arguments?
Remember that R is now we're talking about the modulus. So it's going to be the square root of negative 5 squared plus negative 7 squared, if you must think like that. Now we go 5 squared plus 7 squared, that's 74. 74
So is this plain?
is just the square root of 74. Is that easy to turn into surd? Nice easy surd.
Just leave it like that.
You can just leave it like that, eh?
Yeah.
Are you happy with me leaving it as root 74? I could make it 8 to 6, eh? But okay. So now we're going to find the find theta, which is now talking about the argument of z, which we're going to go is going to be the arc sine of negative 7. Why is it just negative 7? Sine talks about the imaginary part, okay, divided by the square root of 74. And we're going to go the real part, negative 5 over root 74. Put these into my calculator. So shift sine
You just chuck that and then it comes out with the degrees.
divided by negative 7 divided by root 74 gives you negative 44, sorry, negative 54. What does that mean for my angle?
You have a 10.
It's going to be negative. Good. When I do cosine, negative 5 divided by
So what was
the square root of 74, 125. What does that tell me for my angle? What does it tell me though? What does the 125 tell me? It tells me it is 125, exactly. So it's negative because of that one, and 125 degrees because that's what the cosine gave me. Any questions of that? Seemed pretty easy once you get the hang of it.
Oh yeah, wait.